Hey everybody, it's Connie with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Thanks so much for joining me today. I've got a really great project for you. Check out my little trio box of cupcakes. Who doesn't love cupcakes on their birthday? I mean, come on, it's a cupcake. Everybody loves a cupcake. Look at this. Let me show you. 3 cute little cupcakes that go inside. Guys, the box goes together super easy and super fast. Let's get to creating. All right, so what we're going to do, we're actually going to go ahead and start with the lid of our box. That is a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock that's cut 8.5 by 4.5. Now I am going to be doing some stamping. I'm going to use a really fabulous stamp set called Celebrate Today. It's got balloons on it, but guys, I absolutely love these bold polka dots. But not to worry, we're going to use the happy and the birthday in this as well. So before I get started, let me flip over my cardstock. I did do some of this in advance just to make it go quickly. I've got a pumpkin pie ink pad. There's those fabulous dots. Guys, we're simply just going to stamp all over our cardstock, giving us lots of dots. So I've got that done. Let me go ahead and bring in my Simply Scored board. The first piece I want to score is going to be my actual cupcake box. This is a piece of Melon Mambo cardstock. It's 9.5 by 5.5. Guys, we're just going to put it in the Simply Scored. We're going to score it at 2 inches on all 4 sides. So just simply rotate it around, score it 2 inches, all 4 sides. Now I'm going to bring in the pumpkin pie piece. And I'm also going to bring in my box shim. Now, if you've not seen the information or the video on how to make a box shim, I'm going to have that information for you there on the screen. All right, the box shim is really important. It's what's going to make sure my box and lid fit together like a glove. So I'm going to lay my cardstock, my pumpkin pie cardstock in there. Make sure your cardstock is not sliding underneath the shim. That's really important. Guys, we're going to score this at 1.25 inches on all 4 sides. So when you rotate it around, again, making sure it's not sliding underneath the shim. All right, so now that we have this all done, we're going to go ahead and put together our box and our lid. You can see we have 4 squares here, and what I want to do is cut right up to the score line, and then I like to miter it out. And when I say miter, what I mean is cutting from the inside to the outside. This is just what's going to make the box and the sides of it on this lid come together really nice, so you don't have bulk or you don't have the edges sticking out. We don't want that. You're going to repeat this on all 4 sides. We're going to repeat the exact same thing here on our box. Again, just cut up the score line, miter it from the inside to the outside on both sides. All right, so you can see I've got everything all mitered. We're good to go. I also came in with a bone folder and I gave all of my edges a really nice hard crease because that's what's going to make my box look amazing. Let's go ahead and do a little more prep to our lid. Now I'm going to be using the circle framelits, and what I want is the 3rd from the smallest framelit, and I will show you that in advance I did this as just copy paper. I cut out 3 little circles with some copy paper. I added just a little dot of snail and I kind of de-stickified it a little bit. I've got 3 of these, which is that tiny bit of snail. It's just going to hold it on while I work. And what I want to do is kind of get these, this is going to act as a guide. And so I want to make sure everything is nicely centered and ready to go before I go and start running things through the Big Shot. So I'm going to make sure those are all good. I'm just going to take that circle framelit. I'll lay it directly over the first one. We'll run it through the Big Shot. And then we're just going to repeat all the way down till all 3 circles are cut. All right, awesome. So I've got my 3 holes cut. Now I thought that was just a little bit bland. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is 8.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And I'm going to use a 1.25 inch circle punch and a 1 3/4 inch scallop circle. Now, I know I've been using the circle framelits, and you're welcome to use those too, but it really worked out quite fast and easy with my circle punches. What I'm going to do is I'm going to punch out 3 1.25 inch circles, leaving myself plenty of space here. And then I'm going to come along with my scallop circle And guys, you can see I can now make myself a great little frame. I can line that up and punch that out. All right, there are my 3 frames, so I'm good to go there. I'm gonna bring in a silicone mat. You guys know how much I love to use my silicone mat. And I'm actually gonna use a 2-way glue pen to adhere this. I love using the 2-way glue on this. It just gives me really great precision and I don't feel like I'm fighting it. Let me show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lay that scallop down and I'm gonna press this onto the front. See how I can make sure it's all nice and centered? Kind of like that. Guys, we're just gonna repeat that with our other ones. You can see, we're just gonna put all 3 of those onto our box lid. All right, there's my beautiful little borders. Doesn't that make it look so pretty? Now we want to put a little window sheet back behind this. This is what kind of makes the whole thing look so awesome. My window sheet is 2 inches by 6 inches. And I found the easiest way to adhere that is mini glue dots because you can't see them, first of all. I'm going to put one in each corner. And then I'm also going to put one kind of in between each box. I'm not going to go down in the middle of it, really just here on the edge. So basically we're going to go 4 across the top and 4 across the bottom. All right, you can see there's my 8 glue dots. I'm just going to take my window sheet, just kind of center that up there. When I'm happy with it, I'm just going to come in with my paper piercer here and just kind of give those a press. It kind of makes them go invisible. So we can just press all those down. And what I'm going to say the tough part of our box, which isn't all that tough, you must admit that was pretty darn easy, it's ready to go. We can now start to put our box together. And let me show you how we're going to do that. I'm going to come back in with my silicone mat just because I don't want adhesive getting all over my work surface because I don't want my paper to accidentally stick to it. I'm going to use Fast Fuse. Oh my gosh, I just love Fast Fuse for things like this. And I think you can see, I'm going to zoom the camera in. You can see I'm just putting adhesive right along this score line and at the bottom edge. Guys, we're going to repeat that all the way down. We're now just simply going to come along, line up our corners like so. Very simple. And what's going to be great, because we use that box shim, when I go to put my lid on my box, it's going to fit perfectly. So there's my lid. Now we're going to come in with that box. We're going to add Fast Fuse in the exact same manner. We're going to put the box together the same way we did with the lid. Check out these adorable mini cupcakes. I just found these at my local grocery store, and 3 of them fit just perfectly in there. I can then take my fabulous lid that I created. That's going to go right on top. Now let's doll up that lid a little bit. It's cute, but it still needs something. I've got 2 pieces of cardstock, Melon Mambo and Whisper White. My Melon Mambo is 1 inch by 5. My Whisper White is 3/4 inch by 5. And I'm going to share with you a fun little trick with the border, or not the border, I'm sorry, the banner punch. This is the triple banner punch. Let me show you what I'm going to do. First of all, this area here is made for a 1 inch piece of cardstock. So I do want to kind of line that up. I'm just going to visually line it up so that I know I'm going to get a nice straight edge. And go ahead and hold on to that piece for a second. We're now going to take the 1 inch piece, which you can see goes in perfectly, and we're going to put that in. We're going to say this piece. Now, let me come in and do some stamping. So I'm going to come in, actually I'm going to start with the word, I'm going to start with the word happy, and I want my banner that I just punched, I want that over to the left. Guys, we're going to stamp happy. Now I can come in with my pumpkin pie ink pad, and I can add the word birthday right next to it. And one of the things that we might struggle with is how we're going to get that banner punch to line up just right. Look what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that little leftover piece that I had. I'm going to lay it right there. And I'm just going to kind of give myself a nice little visual of what looks about centered. Simply take my scissors, cut that off. Now, check it out. Bring my punch back in. Can you see what we're doing here? We're going to make sure we get a perfectly centered stamp sentiment. It's always hard to know exactly where you want to punch. All right, so we've got that. We're now going to just adhere this onto our other banner. Now I can take this piece here, just like I did before. I can kind of center it up there. I can see exactly how much I need to cut off the end so that I get a perfectly centered banner, perfectly centered sentiment. Isn't that an awesome tip? I love that. All right, so now that I have that done, let's attach that to our box. Guys, I'm just going to give it just a little curl. I think banners like this should have just a little curl, don't you think? Just kind of makes them look a little bit cuter. And I'm actually going to attach this with a Stampin' Dimensional, so kind of give myself a visual there. I don't want it to be in the window because when they open up the super cute cupcakes, I don't want a big old Stampin' Dimensional showing there. Little glimmer star. I love silver glimmer paper. Oh, I love all the glimmer paper, but silver has got to be one of my favorites. And you know what? I'm going to find my paper piercer here, and I think it's best if I just put the glue dot there rather than trying to put it on the back of the star itself. Ah, super, super cute. All right, I'm gonna do one last thing. I've got about 32 inches of our Whisper White cotton ribbon. I've just wrapped that around the box. I'm gonna tie it in a pretty little bow. I'll get that all fluffed and make sure it looks awesome. But you can see I now have a really fantastic little cupcake happy birthday gift box. What do you think? There you go. Guys, this would be a fantastic project for a coworker or a neighbor, your favorite Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Surely you know someone who loves cupcakes. So you be sure to create this project. Give somebody a gift that's truly going to make them smile. You got to smile. The cupcakes shine through the box. So now listen, if you like the idea of this project, you want to create your own, hey, just go over to simplysimplestamping.com. I've got a complete supply list, the measurements, everything that you need. It's right there waiting for you. And you can just click on a picture, order what you need. I try to make it super easy for you. So check that out at simplysimplestamping.com. Guys, thanks so much for being a part of my video today. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you kind of like what you see, tell a friend. I'd appreciate it. Guys, have a terrific day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.